Welcome to the Social Regressive. A few weeks ago, I posted a video discussing some of the new scopes coming out from Nikon, Leupold, and Bushnell. There's the Bushnell Engage, the Nikon Black X1000, and the Leupold VX3i LRP series. And all of these kind of conform to a formula that I really like in a rifle scope for a variety of situations. Target shooting, just going out and having fun, shooting targets at the range. For varminting, stuff like that. And if I were to do any sort of tactical style shooting, it's the sort of scope that I would want because it has a very precise reticle that instead of having a bullet drop compensator, it's going to have an actual milling reticle so that I can be kind of adaptable to various situations. I can use the reticle to figure out, kind of estimate ranges to targets, and I can properly make my drop changes either with turrets or with the reticle itself. Very, very flexible sort of scope, and it's something that I chose a good long while ago before these newer scopes came out, primarily here in these Falcons. There are a couple of companies that have kind of kept that sort of scope alive, a little bit down in the price bracket. Of course, you had your Night Forces and your Leupold Mark IVs and things like that, but as far as something that the average shooter could easily get into and maybe outfit several rifles, you had some Vortexes that were decently priced, and of course, in later days you had primary arms, but for a good long while, this was kind of the game right here. If you wanted something that wasn't going to break the bank, you had these Falcons. So the original one that I picked up was this M14 illuminated reticle model right here. Great scope. This is MRAD all the way around in the reticle, in the turrets. This was kind of a freak at the time. There really just weren't many options out there like this. Great scope. I used this for varminting and all kinds of stuff. First focal plane reticle. And over here we have the M18, which was a newer model that came out later. This kind of extended the range out to 18x. You had 4 to 18 by 44 millimeter scope, but basically the same sort of thing, first focal plane. And what they did is they kind of got rid of the illuminated reticle, and instead, for the price, you get upgraded glass. The glass was quite a bit, just noticeably prettier, much sharper. You did get a little bit of, I guess a drop off in resolution out at the edges, but really for the price, amazing scope. And then the other one that I've been checking out here, this is a second focal plane M18 Plus. So this kind of takes the original design right here of the M18, uses the same quality of glass, really pretty image, and this puts the reticle, you can either get the first focal plane or the second focal plane. This is kind of the current model, the M18 Plus. And they have kind of a slew of different options, actually. You can get second focal plane, first focal plane. You can get MOA based, so turrets and reticle are both MOA. Or you can get all MRAD, like you see right here. And this one is second focal plane. And I'm going to get into some discussions on which one to choose, SFP versus FFP. Which one is appropriate for different situations. Haven't released that yet, but for me, I do see purposes for both of them. Both of them are really great options. But still, the Falcons, these are some that you really should take a look at, because not only did they kind of keep that flame of, precise milling and, this kind of flexible tactical style of scope, they kept that flame going for a while. But their current models are actually just really excellent. Like I mentioned, there's a lot of flexibility in what kinds of reticle and turrets you can choose. And actually the prices are also really good right now. I guess partially because of the whole Brexit thing. The exchange rate has been kind of a little bit different between us and the UK right now. And since these do come out of Great Britain, the prices right now really are spectacular. I think that the M18 Plus SFP is running, it's getting right down around $300 right now, I think. And they used to be, gosh, it was heading up more toward 400. and the FFP models I think are running for about $350 right now, something like that. So excellent options. If you do need to outfit multiple rifles, or you want to, just get into that form factor without breaking the bank or whatever, and you want to have all the features of a good tactical scope. Like I say, I've used these sorts of things for varminting. I've used them for target shooting. I demonstrated this Savage Axis build that we did in a 600-yard match using this scope, and it really is fantastic. And I'll just go through some of the superlatives from the reviews that we've done, because I've done a review on each one of these scopes. I'm not just kind of pulling this out of my hat here. I've gone through and I've tested each one of these for tracking, for resolution. So, I've used different charts and things. And, really the M18 Plus, this current model, it does start to fall off the resolution toward the edges a bit, but in the center, about center 80%, it really is extremely sharp. It can see all kinds of great detail, and especially, this is kind of an interesting one at night. It's a good low light scope. So if you're starting to get into dusk, or if you're out early in the morning doing hunting or whatever, it does work. And in my case, I haven't missed that illuminated reticle. And actually, I'm kind of curious to hear from some of you guys. Do illuminated reticles, is that something that you actually have used in the past? Is it something that you've needed for various types of shooting? This one back here, I've actually used this a couple times out varminting. Things were just starting to get a bit dim, or out target shooting. Things were just getting, maybe there was some kind of contrast problem with a backdrop that I was shooting against. I've only used it a couple times, but I'm curious to hear what you guys think. But if you want to pick up one of these, if you're in the US, go to swfa.com, check them out. The prices right now, like I say, are really good. The product is excellent. I never had any issues with tracking, either with the reticle itself, because I've used the reticle to, address both drop and windage and that sort of stuff. So for a lot of quick shots, like say when I'm out prairie dog hunting, that's the sort of style I'll shoot. I won't actually use the turrets. But in the case of target shooting, I've used the turrets, and like I say, everything tracks perfectly. Glass is good. I think you should go check them out. Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to like, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Even if you didn't like this particular content, go ahead and subscribe. There's probably something coming that's more up your alley. Check out this playlist right here. This is going to have videos in a similar vein to what you just watched. These two videos we cherry-picked for you. And finally, The Social Regressive is on Patreon. So, you can become a patron of the Destructive Arts and earn some goodies while helping us to provide high-quality videos just by kicking us a few bucks a month. Thanks a bunch for your patronage.